I've got a 10k hike, 10-15k in today to base camp. Yeah, I'm en route. Been dropped off. I've got a 10k hike, 10-15k in today to base camp. So it's just around 6-7 o'clock in the morning, 6:51, and this is a 5-6 day bush solo. Gonna be chucking in some good Ks and yeah, putting in some work, just hearing lots of animals and all new kinds of noises. It's good to be out in the bush. But it's going to be a sick trip. I've got a backpack and I'll probably be covering close to 130 to 180k through the trip. The idea is to get to some base camps and then operate out of the base camps. So yeah, I mean, let's have some fun. Looks like a young bull. Got plenty of trees around me, but you know, I'd rather not. There we go. Run the other way. So I just stick to a tree. Obviously you can see it all around me is like long spear grass. So unless they're probably on the path, I can barely see him, so yeah. Bit of excitement. Keep going, he's probably further up the path. It's about 9:30 now, so it is starting to heat up a bit. Haven't seen any more game apart from that one buffalo, but like, it's plenty of sign. Crossed a few major billabongs along the way, so it's definitely no shortage of water if I needed it. Backpack is heavy, so the sooner I can get out of the hot sun and into some nice shade and set up a base camp, the better, you know. Lay down for a bit, rehydrate before I go out to do some fishing or something, the Savo. Here is like a low level wetland and you can see this stagnant water and the river fills up in the wet. This stuff doesn't have anywhere to flow off to. It's just like a big lagoon and these deep little tributaries. It's a heap of stagnant water, which there could be definitely be crocs in. It's prime territory for food for them, like pigs and buffalo. They think it's safe because it's away from the river, and then they end up walking into becoming someone's dinner essentially. But yeah, keep plotting in. Currently 8k into the hike. We're just past 9 o'clock, quarter past, so making good time. Got around 10 to 15k's base camp for the day, so we should get there before 12, if not 12. And it looks like a dead pig carcass. So it was a wedge-tailed eagle and the dogs on the carcass. See if I can get a bit closer to him. It might just wave level. Actually, it's a buff carcass. So it's just come across some wild dogs on a buffalo carcass. Hard to say how old it is, but heaps of birds flying over, obviously. And if you have anything dead out here, it's what bad sized one. It's gonna stink, but yeah, it looks like he's had the work done on him. Before we get to some of the higher stuff, which I plan on camping at, and it's not too far from a creek, so might take a stop in between here and there just to rest the legs a bit. But all good so far, but it's hot, really hot. Just having a nap under the tree, give him a bit of a spook, but he won't harm me. He's too small. It's just starting to get hot, so I figured I'd hike the rest of the way, because there's a bit of high ground at around 3 or 4 o'clock when it starts to get a bit cooler. But I thought I'd give everyone a rundown of just some of the gear that I've got. So, like, an essential need when you're out bush doing solos is a GPS satellite. So I have a Garmin InReach Mini 2. So just like that. I've updated my live tracking. You can send messages and SOS from this. So if something goes, you know, horribly wrong, you get the cavalry in and they'll send urgent help, you know, for anything major. But otherwise, it's just a good way to keep, you know, family, relatives, etc. Updated on your live location, and send messages to them, just letting them know that you're still alive and out there. The second thing I've got, and which is really awesome, not just in places where you can't, portable shower. So I just chuck a rock in it. It's got a string attached to it. Then you go down to the water, chuck it in, fill it up, and then in the heat of the day, this is, you know, one of the only ways you can cool down unless you've got a breeze. So portable shower. It's got 10 litres. You probably struggle to fill that, but do a few trips back and forth. And yeah, you're on. Upstream to really get the clear water, but making a shake just to be my midday kind of boost. The next job is filtering some water. So the creek water is actually pretty dirty. So what I'm doing is I'm running it from my shower through a set of clean underwear. Don't worry, they're not dirty. Into the jet boil, and that'll just get most of the major dust out. Like, got wind again now. Ground's a bit unstable here. It's alright. So that will clear some of the major stuff out, like dirt and stuff, and then I'm using the life straw to drink water, and hopefully we don't get sick, because that's how life straw is advertised. It's just it's a flowing creek. It's not stagnant water, but it is a bit coloured, so we'll see how we go. Alright, so I've got to fire up the jet boil to get some water from my Camelback so I can make the hike later, which is going to suck because that packers actually caused a knot in my shoulder just because of its weight. But I'm going to let this boil. Now I'm going to have a sip from the life straw. Because I'll tell you what, man, you just lose calories and water like nothing else. Yeah. So just boiling some water, fill up the Camelback to make a trip later. It's good to have some water built up, you know, so you don't tap out. This thing's pretty hot. So these have a mark to tell you when it's boiled. so that should be good to drink. It's not bubbling, but I'm not sure if they actually do, so I'll just assume that's got to 100 degrees by now and switch them off. Can't put it in the Camelback yet because he'll melt the plastic. So in the meantime, I'm going to have a bit of a flick. Don't like my chances in this spot, but you know, we'll give it a crack. And some cloud covers just come out, so it's just fucking beautiful. Beautiful. It's not as scorching hot with that sun on me. Alrighty, let's catch some fish. These long pieces, and you can line underneath your tent with this paper bark, and it will be like a bit of extra mattress and surface for you. Nice to have. Went check out the other creek, no luck. It's more of a muddy spring. So I've set up base camp back towards the main creek. I found a nice rocky area. He's back from the water, so we can get eaten. Got food prepping on the way, set up the mozzie dome, collected some water that I can boil up in the night if I need, or just drink straight from the life straw. Fancy shower, even got some soap down there. Yeah, I mean, this is base camp for night one. You know, before bed, rule number one is hydrate. You do all your hydration overnight. So I've got a litre of hydrolyte stuff in a Camelback, which I've cooked up, boiled up some water, and yeah, I mean, hopefully I can hydrate up enough for tomorrow. Might try to get a hike in tomorrow morning. Cover some ground, and come back here during the day and kick back and see if I can get some sleep during the day. Make a hot chocolate, just get some sugars in. What are we working with? Good stuff. Get the jet boil fired up. Where's our bloody pin at? I might have taken it off yet. It's a bit silly of me. Got to take this fella out here, it's the ignition. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend them. So today the water's still murky, but boiled it seems to be all right. Haven't started shitting myself yet, so we'll judge it based off that simple fact that the jet boil is doing its job. Let's just get that to boiling temp. We'll gather some more firewood and probably try to find a decent log for a seat so I can sit around the fire and look at the stars as well. But we'll get there. Give that one a good stir. And then let it cool down a bit. Because currently it's hot chocolate, and I'm not in the business for that. Just monitor that cut. Probably better to end up before bed. Looking for some decent logs. Just to keep the fire going overnight. Small sticks and stuff are good as well, just to have close to the campsite. And the idea is I'll wake up every couple of hours and get some more sticks on. One, it keeps the mozzies away, but it also keeps wild dogs and buffalo from treading on me or trying to nibble on me during the night. So it's a bit of a deterrent. Fire scares animals off, so there's not got anything underneath him. Might try and nibble on me. Looks alright. Awesome. So I've got just a freeze dry classic beef curry, jet boil going. So yeah, I'll have that and some biscuits, and they have like a candy ration in there, which will, you know, be enough fuel. Not sure if we'll do the full few days at this point. The actual spots I wanted to access are cut off completely unless I go through the high country, and we're talking, you know, an altitude of 100 to 200 meters, and it's just rocky surface. And I think with the pack that I'm prepped with, the 5-day, it's just not doable. That kind of thing would involve a 2-person base camp and then 1 person goes out type of thing, just to be a bit more prepared, because if I roll my ankle up there or something, I can SOS, but it's just risky, and it's almost, I'm not guaranteed to even make it to the spots I want to yet. So it might be a shorter trip than we'd hoped. Potentially leaving on the Friday or the Saturday. I think I'm leaning towards the Friday because I've got all tomorrow, and then that's pretty much the experience done. So yeah, I mean, this time of year it's just hot and you don't really know what you're working with, so better not let that overheat. That's now done. So take my head torch off, and so these are freeze dry. These are a freeze dry meal. So the instructions are pretty basic. Squeeze that out. Let it stand for a while. I haven't had it there for that long, but who really cares? I'm hungry. It's hot, eh? So one thing you can't be too sure of with these, because I left it, I just have to pour it like this. I mean, these things are great. They do a really good job. The only complaint I have is just the amount of, like, they're still compact, but when it comes to hiking, everything takes up space, you know. And they're quite large in size. I guess you're way up as you go for a tin can. You have more weight but less space. And I think at the end of the day, if I had to pick between some weight and actual space, I think I'd go with the spacier option, because I tell you what, carrying around a 20 to 25 kilo plus backpack is not fun at all. It would seem as though the weather has switched and we have rain incoming. Now this can get interesting depending on what angle it comes from, but